Welcome back to the Afternoon Express kitchen. Now, Chef G, we are quite well on our way when it comes to putting together this Western-inspired, Mzansi-fied menu. I like that.
Yes, indeed. We are almost there.
Okay.
Now we come to jump into desserts.
Yes, the sweet stuff.
The sweet stuff, the sweet stuff. So there's going to be two parts of this. Maybe Chef Tumi, you want to start with your side? And
Yes, so we are making chocolate brownie pancakes. Not just brownies, but pancakes. Chocolate brownies are by far my favorite dessert.
Wow.
Chocolate brownie and ice cream. So instead of, for people who are like, oh, it's too indulgent, too much, I like my chocolate simple, we decided to make something very light. Chocolate brownie pancakes that we're going to be serving with our chocolate bliss, as well as some ice cream.
So now what we're going to be doing, you and I, we're going to be working on sagu. Sego, very, very big in South Africa. There's other variations of it. We have melkos as well.
Yeah.
So now this is all the ingredients that I'm going to be having. I've got amarula liqueur, and we've got cream, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla essence. And in here we've got the sagu soaking in the milk.
Love that.
You're going to be having the garnishing part, the fun stuff.
Yeah.
You've got your strawberries, so different types of berries. For all the viewers at home, you can always play around with your berries. It doesn't have to be these ones. You can play around with it. You can add mint and have fun with it.
Okay, so I'm going to add in the berries, and then we've also got?
You're going to do the icing sugar. So you can add in the berries inside there, icing sugar afterwards, and then add the lime juice.
Okay, stunning. And this is essentially what's going to go on top of our sago.
Correct. From my side, I'm going to get started. So we've got our sago here that has been soaking in milk for at least an hour. I suggest that a minimum an hour would be best.
Okay.
And I'm going to be separating my eggs. Now, a little trick with the eggs is that I see a lot of people, they like to do the whole balancing thing.
Yeah.
A little trick that I've learned throughout the way is just to add everything inside and then just scoop out the yolk with your hands.
Okay, I've also seen people using the shell to scoop out the yolk.
In most cases you end up breaking the shell and you're sitting with a bit of a problem.
Okay, so Palisa, I've also started over here on my side with the pancakes. So all I've got in here is just some sugar and some eggs that I'm whisking together. This is basically the first part of the pancakes, so getting them ready. So I'm just going to mix these two together, then mix the rest of our wet ingredients into here, which is going to be our Clover Bliss, our oil, and some Clover fresh milk that's also going inside here. So we're basically making sure that we want to make it as decadent as possible. The one thing about chocolate brownies is that they are possibly the most moist and decadent cake you can imagine,
Absolutely.
The only difference with them is that we don't have a rising agent in brownies because you want it to be nice and stodgy and fudgy. But we're going to add some rising agent here because we want them to be fluffy and edible and delicious and divine. So I'm just whisking this together, and then I'm going in with the rest of our wet ingredients, a bit of oil, some Clover Bliss, and the milk. But I think I need to hand it over to the chef there because I see you just added a couple of interesting things there.
Yes, so with the marula liqueur, I've added into a pot. I want to reduce the liqueur and also take out the alcohol.
Yes.
The last thing you want to have is the taste of alcohol, but what you're trying to get out of it is more the flavor than anything.
Yes.
So I'm going to start cooking out the marula liqueur, and once it starts, once it's reduced at least halfway, I'm going to add the cream.
Okay.
And get going with the rest of it.
Right, so Paris, I've also gotten started with our dry ingredients here. I've got some flour and some cocoa powder that I've added together. I'm going in with my baking powder as well as a pinch of salt, not too much. As always with baking, salt and sugar actually work together, so that's perfect. I've added those in there, and then I'm going in with my chocolate, dark chocolate, which I want to just throw into my mouth, but I had to behave because we are trying to show people how to cook.
You even had to take a moment there when you were like, this dark chocolate, okay.
Okay, cool, so that's gone in there. Now all I'm gonna do is just mix these two together and start rolling up our chocolate brownie pancakes.
I like that. So if we were just to opt for a decadent chocolate brownie, if we're not running away from that decadence and that moisture that you spoke about, how then can we use that same mixture? Would you just put it into a baking tray by mixing the dry and the wet ingredients?
You can. For instance, this recipe, the versatility of it is such that you could even make waffles with it. I'm sure you've heard, you know me and my baked goods and my sweet tooth.
Miss Pastry.
I try and find ways to trick myself into having the same thing 3 different times. So I'll have pancakes, I'll have a brownie, I'll have a waffle, and be like, but it's 3 different things.
Love that.
Baked goods, my kryptonite.
Oh, I'm glad we're in the same boat. So that's it now. I'm gonna mix these these two and start assembling our babies.
Love to see it, okay? It seems like my berry blend is quite nice. Like it's already, you know,
Beautiful.
I can't wait to dive into it. It's looking absolutely decadently delicious. And on your side, when it comes to the pots?
The pots, so I've added in the cream. As you saw, there was a flame that came out. That shows that alcohol is cooking out. Once the alcohol, the fire stops, you know that most of your alcohol has been cooked out. Added the cream to make sure that at least that strong flavor might be diluted down a bit with a creamier flavor. On the other part, I'm about to get started with sago. Now, the sago, what we would like to do is start off with the soaked sago. Pop it straight into the pot, hot pan or hot pot, and let it cook out a bit. If I may steal your spoon over here, we can add the egg yolks.
Nice. And I also saw the way that you eliminated the egg whites with that yolk. It seemed so effortless, and I think that that's the next way I'm going to be separating mine. So you just add those two all together.
Yes, I will be sending an invoice.
As for these invoices, okay, keep them coming because you are adding such value into our kitchen here. When it comes to what you prepare, Nje, at your restaurant, do we see a lot of sweet treats on the menu?
We do not see a lot of sweet treats. It is strictly based on pap and vlees braai. As I said, I'm the son of a butcher, so I grew up with meat all over me, and I still dream about meat every day.
Yes, sounds exactly like me too. But you're doing so well here. It's almost as if you've just been born to do this in the kitchen.
So now what's going to happen now is that the sago is all going to absorb every single bit of the milk, all the ingredients that we put. I just added also vanilla essence and a bit of sugar. It's going to absorb it until it becomes thick, so you will all end up seeing it being translucent. From there, you're going to set it aside, let it cool off. And while it's cooling off, you're going to whisk your egg whites to create a thick egg white mixture.
Almost like you have to wait until they peak almost.
Yeah, basically. And the best way to try it out is to obviously turn around.
Upside down test.
Upside down test. I just put in some cinnamon, young little touch. Cinnamon is very good for you. It also helps you regulate your temperature. So in these COVID times,
very important stuff. I love that. Now, Mzansi, we are creating two separately but equally delicious desserts. On our side here, we're making an Mzansi-fied sago dessert. Oh, how did you say it?
Sagu.
Sagu dessert. And on Tumi's side, she's creating a beautiful chocolate brownie pancake. That, of course, she's serving up just with some delicious ice cream.
And some Clover Bliss, because we want that additional decadence with the chocolate over there. So yeah, I've just flipped my first little pancake. If you'd like a more crepey type of texture, so you want it to be more runny, so you'd make the liquid part more than the dry part, so that it basically fills up your pan, depending on the kind of consistency you like.
Yeah,
I like my pancakes with a bit of body. You know, I need a bite.
Yes.
I definitely like my pancakes thick as well. I do want to bite into it and taste that chocolate, taste the creaminess coming together with that Clover Bliss there. We have it in the chocolate flavor today, but I suppose you can mix and match as you please.
Yes, that's the lovely thing about the Clover Bliss range, is that we've got them in different flavors. We've got the dairy snap, we've got the chocolate dessert, dairy dessert. You could basically use this in your baking. You could use it as a topping. You could use it as a filling. It's completely up to you.
Love that.
And luckily, we're using it in conjunction with our Clover Fresh milk, which stays fresh for up to 18 days because of the triple protect. I mean, it undergoes 55 quality tests, and I constantly just get amazed by that fact that something has passed more tests than I have in my life, in all my 34 years.
It's all about exposing yourself, but in a good way here. And then at what stage then do we add the berries? Is it after you've already dished up everything?
After we've dished up everything. So now there's two ways that you can also serve this. You can serve it hot or cold. Either way, it's 100%. You can, once you're done, you're gonna top up with the berries, and you can also add different herbs that you want to on top. You can even go with thyme if you want to.
Okay.
But today we're gonna be going with a bit of mint. And yeah.
I just absolutely love how these recipes are two different recipes but work together, because you could actually fill your pancake with the sago inside and actually make that a filling, top it with the berries. That's a whole other dessert on its own.
My mind is blown to me. Talk about taking the decadence to that very next level. Mzansi, I know you're cooking along with us, and you love these tips and tricks that we do divulge in this masterclass, and I hope that you're paying very close attention. Now, on social media, send us your pictures, send us you with your family, family, giving that love in the kitchen. I know, Dumi, we're all about sharing.
Yes, we are, Palisa, and that's why we've decided this time, instead of making one dessert, we're going to make 2 desserts. You know, we're going to go over and over again. You know, whatever you were lacking before, you shouldn't lack, because we're catering for the not so sweet on the sago pudding.
Yeah.
We're catering for the very indulgent with the chocolate brownie pancake with ice cream and chocolate bliss on top of it. Like, we're making sure that we're catering to everyone's palate. Absolutely. You know, and that's the other thing I love about these recipes. Like you said, Chef, you can zhuzh it up however you like. You can omit one thing, add another thing, add, subtract. It's completely up to you.
Beautiful. Okay, well, let's get going here. We're almost done. I'm going to hand this over to you,
Thank
Chef,
you so much.
just for when you're ready to dish it all up and put it up together.
Thank you so
Dumi,
much.
I have to see those pancakes, girl, before we show the
Before I
recap.
put it over there, because I want to just, I think I'm calling dibs on the pancakes, guys. I love you to bits, but I'm going to have the chocolate brownie pancakes myself. You guys can...
Don't worry.
Sahu over there.
She can have it.
Here's a little bowl.
What happened to the unity?
You can dish up your
Sego.
sahu there and maybe show South Africa what exactly we're dealing with there.
Okay, we're almost done.
Nice. We can still see the bubbles, though. I can still see little bubbles, and that's exactly how we want
That's
it.
exactly what we want. You want it to be on a light simmer. It's very optional on which way you want to. You can also have it a bit runny if you want to, or for this option, we have it a bit runny. You can let it set as well. Leave it out for about 5 minutes. It will set and become thicker.
Yeah, and even if it goes into the fridge, the colder it gets, the firmer it gets as well. That actually looks like breakfast as well. I mean,
does,
yeah,
indeed.
looking for an
It
excuse
does
to have
indeed.
it as another dish. That
All
could be
times of the
perfect.
day, queen.
That looks so
That looks
nice.
divine.
Really, really
Thank you,
good.
Chef.
Ah, my pleasure, sous chef. Dumi, have you finished there?
I'm done, Bale. I'm just going to keep going because I can never have enough dessert. So I'm going to keep going until this whole dish is done. So I'm going to keep making these pancakes. But Chef, we are still going onto the fire, right?
Yes, we are.
Because maybe I can finish up some of these on the fire as well,
fantastic.
guys. I mean, why not? Add that little bit of smokiness into dessert.
I love
Why
that.
not?
So today we did change up the method in which we did stuff. We are going to be ending off our cook-along on a savory note. So what will we be dishing up on that fire?
So on that fire, we have already spoken about the chicken lollipops.
Yeah.
And then we've got lamb cutlets.
Okay.
That are going to be on there. It's got a bit of it's marinated with some beer. Local beer, any beer that you want would be amazing. And fresh salad. I mean, like we are in summer, we have to also represent that side of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
That needs to be clean and fresh.
I love that. More from Chef G coming up.